Remuneration Commission. With your news, I'm Bumi Khalane. President Jacob Zuma has appointed a retired judge, Kaelihla Kenneth Mtiane, as chairperson of the Commission of Inquiry into the remuneration and conditions of service in the public service and public entities listed in Schedule 3A and 3C of the Public Finance Management Act. The president appointed the commission in August 2013 to investigate the remuneration and conditions of service in the public service and public entities, with the remuneration of educators receiving priority attention. Stats SA has released the gross domestic product (GDP) estimates for the third quarter of 2015 at a media briefing held in Pretoria earlier today. According to Stats SA, the country's seasonally adjusted real GDP at market prices has increased by an annualized rate of 0.7% in the third quarter of 2015, and this comes after the GDP contracted by 1.3% during the second quarter of 2015. Stats SA Executive Manager for National Accounts, Michael Manamela, has more.
Third quarter GDP growth increased by 0.7%, and this was mainly influenced by the three industries, namely the manufacturing sector, which increased by 6.2% and contributing 0.8 percentage points, followed by your finance and real estate, which increased by 2.8%. and contributing 0.6 of a percentage point. The third was an increase of 2.5% by your wholesale and retail sector, which also had a contribution of a 0.3 of a percentage point.
Meanwhile, the Auditor General, Kimi Makwetu, will host a media briefing tomorrow during the release of the audit results of the country's national and provincial departments and entities for the 2014-15 financial year. AG spokesperson Africa Bosso elaborates.
Yes, we'd like to confirm that the Auditor General, Kimi Makwetu, will tomorrow, the 25th of November, issue the results of how national and provincial government departments performed. The briefing will be held at GCIS or offices or Department of Communication offices in Pretoria. There will be a link with our colleagues, media colleagues in Cape Town, through a GCIS link.
And finally, Department of International Relations spokesperson Clayson Munyela says South Africa is benefiting economically from the diplomatic relations it has with other countries. He says strong relations with countries helps to create a positive trade environment between them, and that the amount of money that South Africa makes because of the strong relations creates a conducive environment to do trade.
The amount of money that South Africa makes